Good evening everyone, and welcome to Raina Mo's Designs. And today we are going to be doing our second in the series of questions that I asked in the poll of videos or tutorials that you would like to see. The first one being the backdrop, which was filmed yesterday. Well, actually you saw it, you should have watched it yesterday. They're all being filmed in a cluster. And today the second one is easy entertaining appetizers. So today I have for you 4 options of proteins that you can actually serve. One being a chicken option, a beef option, a pork option, and a seafood option. So if that sounds like a tasty tutorial that would interest you, please keep watching.
Okay, so here I'm just showing you the tools that I'm going to be using. I'm going to take my baking tray and line it with aluminum foil. Then I'm going to spray that foil with the non-stick cooking spray that you see right there. Then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to open these Italian seasoned meatballs that I picked up at Walmart and place those directly onto this now sprayed tray. Then I'll place them in the toaster oven you see behind me, which I have set at 400 degrees for 45 minutes. Once the meatballs are done, it's time to go ahead and prep everything. So these are Hawaiian sweet rolls, and all I'm going to do is separate them and slice them down the center to the best of my ability with a very sharp bread knife. So I'm trying to be very, very careful. Then once that's done, I find it easier if you go ahead and you separate each individual roll into individuals, which I know is redundant, but it's just easier that way instead of trying to dress 6 at a time. So after that, all I'll do is take the meatballs and start putting them on the individual buns, and then I will run a skewer through it in order to hold them together. You can cut these skewers down, or if you have skewers that are shorter, that would be perfect. You can also drizzle sauce over these meatballs if that's something that you want to do. You can do a sweet sauce to kind of counteract the spiciness of the Italian seasoning, or you could do a nice garlic creamy sauce and make it kind of like a pork Alfredo slider. So the sky's the limit. Whatever your taste buds take you to, that's how you want to dress your sliders. For our family, we just like them plain. But the only thing extra we might add would be cheese. And that's because we are cheese lovers. But these are really, really good sliders. They're one of the family's favorites. Now we're going to start on my spinach and artichoke dip, which is really easy. All I'm going to do is take my crock pot, have it set on high. Then I'm going to take 4 of the heads of the artichokes that are in a can that I picked up at Walmart and chop those up very nicely. Then I'm going to go ahead and open up my bag of spinach and add about half of the bag of spinach. I will also be adding some cream cheese and sour cream, which is probably going to be about 1/4 cup of sour cream, into the crock pot. I will also add a couple of splashes of milk and put the lid on the crock pot and just forget it. Set it and forget it. And it comes out perfect every time.
Something to say, you should hear it. Oh, I'm happy to make time for your feelings, but you have to admit I already do.
This recipe is an old staple here in my home, and basically all I do is I take my mirepoix, which we call the Holy Trinity in Louisiana, which is our onions, our bell peppers, and our celery, and I saute that down, add a little bit of salt and pepper to it. Any other seasonings that I want to add to it, I add as well. There's also garlic in this saute. Then I will take that out of the pan once it's done cooking, and I will add bacon into the pan and render that down so that I can utilize the bacon fat to saute my okra. Now, forgive the background. I opened up the cabinet to put away extra things that I had, and I just forgot to go back and close the cabinet. So please try to forgive me and not pay attention to that. So here you can see where I'm actually going to render the bacon down. I've poured out my sauteed mirepoix. I'm using a little bit of oil, and this is avocado oil. You can use olive oil, you can use vegetable oil, whatever oil that you feel comfortable using, but I actually like avocado oil because it's a healthier oil. It's not as fattening, and it has a higher cooking point than olive oil. So once the bacon has rendered, I go ahead and take it out of the pan, making sure that I save the bacon fat, and now I begin to add my okra in. You have to fry your okra so that the slime releases before you can put all of the components together. That's just the way that you cook okra. Okra turns out slimy. I know that people will add vinegar and different things to try and keep the okra from being slimy, but bottom line is it has to release its slime so that you can cook it out. I go ahead and I season my okra with salt, pepper, and whatever other seasoning I want. Then once that has cooked down to where it is soft, I go ahead and I start adding my tomatoes. And I like to use crushed tomatoes in my okra Creole, shrimp Creole. FYI, it usually takes about 20 to 30 minutes for the okra to cook down enough that it's soft. Once it is, go ahead and add your onions and your bacon, and if you want to add chicken and sausage to it, you can do that too at this time. Once my okra is soft, then it's time to add the shrimp because the dish is just about done. So I'm just adding in some shrimp. I'm going to season it to taste, cover it, let it finish cooking, and then we're done. This chicken salad recipe is a spin off of my mother's chicken salad. She always cooked her chicken, boiled it, and seasoned it. Well, me, I'm taking a shortcut, and I'm using a rotisserie chicken found at Walmart. And I'm going to go ahead and take the breast meat and cut it up, put it into my pan. I'm going to add my mirepoix to it. Season it up with salt and pepper, add a little bit of Miracle Whip, and it's ready to go in the fridge. Now, last but not least, we are going to do what I like to call Roni Runts in a blanket. These are definitely a family fave, and it was a recipe that I just came up with spur of the moment. So you see I'm prepping my baking tray as per usual, and all I'm going to do is I'm going to take some little Smokies. Who can't have little Smokies at their party or gathering? Everybody does. But instead of pouring barbecue sauce over them and sticking them in the crock pot, we're gonna make basically pigs in a blanket with a small little twist. I'm gonna open up a can of biscuits, which I'll be using to make the blankets, and basically I am going to flatten them out, cut them into fours. Then I'm going to add gourmet pepperoni slices along with the little Smokies, wrap them up nicely in the blanket, and place them on my baking tray to put them in the oven at 350 degrees for about 10 to 15 minutes. Now, make sure you press the biscuit dough very, very well so that your Ronies in a blanket actually stay in their blanket, because as you'll see, mine unraveled, but it didn't matter because they're absolutely delicious. It's very quick and very easy to make. Your family will love it, and so will your guests. So I hope you guys try out some of these recipes because they are really, really good recipes.
So here you have it, a modest but very tasty spread of some really quick, very easy appetizer ideas that anybody could pull off, no matter what degree of cooking they're used to doing or capable of doing. What we have here is a simple, I like to call it just my dump artichoke and squash dip, artichoke and spinach dip, that all you do is dump everything in and let the crock pot do the work. Then you have a simple chicken salad for the time when you don't have time to boil your chicken all day so that you can take it off the bone. Go get a rotisserie chicken. It's still chicken. So here's our chicken salad on crostinis. We have our little pizza type inspired pigs in a blanket, even though they unrolled. We have our shrimp course, which for me is always the best because I love seafood. So here is our shrimp creole that we're serving in little cruets. And last but not least, our pork edition, which are pork Italian style meatball sliders. So there you have it. If you want more cooking videos where I actually do a talk through and cook one specific dish, please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below. I hope you enjoyed watching me in my kitchen. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Definitely put a comment down below if you would like to see more cooking videos. Share this video if there's someone that you think would be interested in learning these really quick recipes. And absolutely most important, have a wonderful evening. Bye.